I'm going to show you how to add a marker to our map on the Point Summer Reading website. If you scroll down past the challenge directions, you will see a map that we can all create together. And the instructions say, put a marker in this map to tell us where you are reading, where a book character is from, or where your story is set. So you can put a marker that has to do with the setting of your book, or a character in your book, or where you yourself are reading during the summer. I'm going to show you how to do that now. To add a marker, you would click right here where it says View Larger Map, and it'll open the map up in a new tab. And you can see right now our map has two markers. This one is for Prairie Point Middle School. You can click on it and it'll show you more details. And then here's a marker that shows you an example of adding a marker for a setting of a book. So I read a book called The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and it is set in France during World War II. And it's in a made-up town name called Carriveau, but it's in the Loire Valley in France. And so I added that description. The description says, I just read The Nightingale. It takes place in France and Germany during World War II. It's a dramatic story, and I just described a little bit about what it is. And then I changed, you notice the icon looks like a train, because trains are very significant in this story, and traveling by train. So I chose to make the marker a train. So those are our two markers so far, but I want to show you how to make a new one. I am going to go on a trip to Seattle this summer, so I will take a picture of myself reading in Seattle and post it on here, and this is how I will do it. Once I'm on the map, I would click on Edit, and then I want to search for the location I want to add. I plan to visit the Space Needle in Seattle, Washington. So I just enter where the place is, and it will take me right there. So here it is. If it's not a specific thing like Space Needle, if it's just the name of a town or the Loire Valley like I searched for in France, any of those things will work. You can be as specific or as a little more general if you want to. Now, once I'm here, I want to click on Add to the Map. And then I can edit this marker in a number of ways. So if I click on the pencil, I can change what this is called. So I'm going to call it Reading at the Top of the Space Needle. And then I'm going to put my description in here. This summer, I will go on a trip to Seattle with my family. We will ride the train there. I plan to read at the top of the famous Space Needle. All right, so there's my description, and I'm going to sign it Mrs. Wilding so everybody will know that I added this one. And then, see this camera right here, you can add a picture. So I think it's always great to add a picture. So you can either add one of your photos, a photo that you have uploaded to your Google Drive, or in this case, I'm going to do a Google image search for Space Needle, Seattle. And then I'm going to choose which picture. So I want it to look like I was up there at the top. So I'm going to choose one of the pictures, like this one, that shows what it looks like when you're up on the top of it. And I'm going to say Select. And then I will say Save. I want to change the style of the marker like I did in that other one. I would go in here where it says Style. It looks like a little paint can. You can make it a different color, or you can change the icon altogether. So I'm going to search for City, because I want one that looks like a big building. And it is in the downtown of Seattle, so I'm going to pick that one for downtown, and I'm going to say OK. So now I am done, so I can click out of there. And now when we scroll out to get back to where we can see the whole map from further out, you will see that now we have three markers on our map. One for reading at the top of the Space Needle, and if you click on it, it'll give you a little more of the details of that marker. Here's Prairie Point. Here's where my story was set in the Loire Valley. So I hope by the end of the summer you all have helped me fill up this map all over the globe with places that we were reading about or places where we actually visited and we did a little reading this summer.